Oh, baby, it is dark outside. The question for today is, should I look at homes in the dark? And what does that mean if I'm a buyer or real estate agent? How do I do that? At at the time right now when we are recording this video in New Jersey, this is the time of year where it gets dark pretty early. And the question is, now what? Welcome back to another episode of Real Estate Stories. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to our channel and like this video if you like the content we are bringing you. Mason Greenblatt.
Hello.
Mason, what do we do here?
Before I forget, you talked about it getting darker earlier. Sundown today is at 4:36.
As we record this, sundown here, 4:36. So it's starting to get dark at like 4 o'clock. We're almost at the shortest day of the year, which is actually next week, I think. Thank you. Obviously, this is not as much of an issue in the spring and summer months, and it's a lot warmer out too here in the Northeast in the spring and summer months. But we have people that want to sell homes, that want to buy homes this time of year, and it's definitely colder and is definitely darker. So here are a couple of things for you guys to think about, whether you're a buyer, a seller, or a real estate agent. Mason, give us something to think about here.
We also didn't say, and the buyers are more serious when it's colder out too.
Well, that's true. Typically, if you're a buyer and you're shopping when it's really cold out or there's ice or snow on the ground, as an agent, I know that you tend to be a pretty serious buyer. And I'm going to do everything I can to service you to the best of my ability because, hey, if I wake up tomorrow morning and there is a foot and a half of snow on the ground and we're scheduled to see a few homes, and I text you and you to say, hey, are we still good? If I get a quick yes, we're good, I know you're buying a house. We just have to find the right one. And if you're a seller selling a house this time of year, you may get less showings. But if the weather gets lousy, like it can here in the Northeast of the United States, try to accommodate those showings because the people that are coming out in the lousy weather, they're pretty serious buyers, typically. Yeah.
Sure. Right. So we have 3 things that we should chat about when it comes to showing homes in the dark. First thing is be a proactive agent. Ask that listing agent if the power's on. If it's a vacant home, because there's a lot of times where we'll show homes. Sometimes the agent will write, light all powers off to the house. Please show during the day. But it's better to know before you pull up to that house and your client pulls up and no lights work in the house and you're walking around with an iPhone flashlight.
Yeah, if you've never experienced a home without power at night in the cold, especially,
it sucks.
It's an unusual, very difficult situation. Now, there are just some homes that are like that. Sometimes foreclosures are like that, or they're bank-owned homes. It's just like that sometimes.
Bring a flashlight. I'm sure
always keep a flashlight in your car for sure. The flashlights on these aren't good enough. A big flashlight. Sometimes they're rechargeable and just plug it in your car to keep it charged. Those are important, but showing up to a house unprepared in the dark with no power, with no heat, remember there's usually no heat either. The house is actually colder than the ambient temperature outside. So it could be 40 degrees outside, it could be 25 degrees in the house. Because remember, the house doesn't get the benefit of the sun and creating the warmth that the Earth's surface gets. So the home inside of the home is always colder than the outside when there's no heat on. But good tip, right? Always. The point is, though, I know we sidetracked. Always double check with the seller's agent to make sure the power is on. If it's not on, then definitely be prepared and prepare your clients as well.
Number 2. So as a seller, if you're representing a seller, it's a good idea in this time of year to ask them or tell them, turn on some of the exterior lights, turn on the lights in the kitchen, turn on the lights in the dining room so that people can spot the home from the street. It makes it a lot easier and more approachable to find it.
Great tip. I tell them, turn on all the lights. We have a showing today at 6:30. Before you leave the house, turn on everything. And I tell people that all the time, but when we have evening showings with early sundowns, very, very important because look, I've been to your house a few times already. but that agent bringing that buyer has never been here before. They don't know where the light switches are. They don't know that that third step is a little uneven outside your front door. We don't want anyone getting hurt, and we want your home to be shown in the best possible light. See what I did there? The best possible light.
No pun intended.
Total pun intended. Best possible light. So turn on everything. And tied into that, I will say that sometimes, you know, you might be a seller that prefers not to have a for sale sign in front of your house.
I just experienced the other night.
If you're one of those people, please, please, please make sure that the number, let's say your house number 14, make sure the 14 is really clear, really big. Maybe it's at the curb on a mailbox. Maybe it's in a reflective kind of number by the front door. Make sure it's easy to spot. Remember, they've never been to your house before. They don't know exactly where it's located. Super clear numbers are really, really important. But if you want to reconsider the for sale sign, I can tell you that the for sale signs make a huge difference. Real estate agents' brains are programmed to spot for sale signs as we drive down the street. Even if we're not looking to show a particular house, we can be driving through any neighborhood on the way to anywhere, and we just notice for sale signs.
So, out to dinner, even.
Yeah, literally, we could be going out to dinner and go, oh, look, that house is for sale. We can't help ourselves.
Yeah.
And a lot of buyers are the same way. Once you're in the buying mindset, it activates, or what happens is your reticular activating system, your RAS in your brain tells you for sale signs are important. And now all of a sudden you spot every for sale sign.
Just
That's
like
part of your brain working.
Just like if you're like looking at a car to buy, and then now you happen to notice all of them on the road. You're like, wow, it seems like a very common car now.
Yeah, that's the example I always give people. So you go out today and you buy a white Honda Accord. That's what you want. That's what you buy. Tomorrow, all of a sudden,
there's a lot of
so many white Honda Accords on the road. And you're like, how could that be? Did everyone buy white Honda Accords yesterday? No, they didn't. But that white Honda Accord all of a sudden became important to you and your brain. So now your reticular activating system is telling you, I need to see this.
Yeah.
I need to keep my eye on it. So the for sale signs, though, are a good one. Like if you're willing to have a for sale sign in front of your house, it makes it a lot easier for everybody to find your house. So we have the for sale signs, we have numbers on your house, we have lights. Anything else there?
No, not on that one. So let's just number 3. As an agent, probably a good idea showing homes in the dark is to arrive early. So you can find the house before your clients. A lot of times, I'm sure you've gotten the calls where they say, we can't find it. We can't find it. Where are you? Come out to the road if it's in a back road, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Come out to the stop sign, you know. What do you see? All those things. So.
Absolutely. So that's just a good rule of thumb, guys. If you're a newer agent, always a good idea to get to the house early, especially if it's the first house of several. You know, always give yourself a little extra time. I'd rather be 15 minutes early than 10 minutes late. Gives you an opportunity, if you're scheduling yourself to be 15 minutes early or even more, it gives you an opportunity to get lost, right? It gives you an opportunity to have trouble finding the house. It gives you an opportunity to drive around the neighborhood. If it's an area that you're not that familiar with, maybe you drive around a little bit and you get familiar. Oh, look, I did see on the map that the elementary school was around the corner. Let me drive past that.
Yeah.
So we can talk about that, right? You know, stuff like that is really important. And then, of course, it gives you the opportunity to arrive a little bit early. So even if the seller hopefully left some lights on for you because it's so dark outside during your showing, it gives you the opportunity to walk through the house real quick, turn on the rest of the lights, and learn a little bit about the house.
Yeah.
So that way, when you're walking through the house and the buyers may say to you, hey, you know, so this is the 3rd bedroom. I thought it said something about a 4th bedroom. And you may say, well, it's actually down those steps and to the right. That's where the 4th bedroom is, because you know, right? We see different houses every single day. That's how our industry works. So getting there a few minutes early, I know for me, it just takes the stress off. I'd rather be early than late. I hate being late, and I know you do too. Yeah. So can you shop for a home in the dark? The short answer is yes. Make sure your real estate agent is doing the right thing, doing a little due diligence. You may not want to see a house where the power is off. It's up to you. That's between you and your agent. Make sure the agent finds out if it's a vacant house. Make sure the power's on. Super, super important. If it's not, you may not want to see it. You may want to wait until this weekend when you have time, or whatever, next Wednesday when you have a day off, whatever that means. Because during the day it does make a difference, especially in the winter when it's cold. If there's no heat, that's going to be really tough. And if you're a seller, turn on as many lights as are available. Make sure your house is clearly marked. Super important. At night, it's just harder to see everything and harder to find everything. And you want to make sure that your home is shown in the best possible light. There you go again. And easy to find. You don't want your home to be difficult to find. All right. Thank you guys for watching. As always, please take a minute and subscribe to our channel so you can be notified when we release new content, which is regularly. Please feel free to leave a comment. If you are watching us on YouTube, please note that we do review your comments, and they are really important to us. Mason, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you soon.
Thanks.